Good morning. Hi, it's Vanessa from Vanessa Kelly Yoga, and I wanted to jump on this live and talk about taking motivation out of the equation. And this little live is probably going to start, going to move into my Revive course and be a little bit of the pre-work for that, because we're talking about setting up a daily habit or some sort of continual habit that you want to develop, and how to do that without relying on motivation. Which can be a fickle creature, especially when you're taking into account your cycle as a woman, or just your cycle and seasons of life for everybody. We have days where we don't feel like it, aren't motivated to, but when we're thinking about a yoga practice, we want to keep showing up on the mat no matter how we're feeling, because it's sometimes those days when we don't want to be there that we can learn a lot and get a lot of benefits out of it as well. So, taking motivation out of the equation, you need to set yourself up for success. So you need to make a whole lot of decisions for yourself so you don't have to make those decisions all the time. So we make those decisions once and then that's it. So the decisions would be like, decide when, decide where. So simple. So when are you going to practice? Are you doing a morning practice or an evening practice? Just sort of deciding that, or maybe you're doing both. Maybe you're doing a morning practice or an evening practice. So in my Revive course, I'm offering a 15-minute morning and a 15-minute evening practice. So making the decision which one you want to jump in, or do you want to do both for the week, and committing to that and saying that's the one. Now that's the first thing. The second thing is what time you're going to do it. Are you going to join in live? So I'm doing the morning one at 6:30 in Perth time, which is 9:30 Melbourne time, and then 7:15 p.m. Perth time for the evening session, which is 10:15 for Melbourne. So decide whether you want to jump in live to that, or if you want to make it at a time that's more convenient to you. So you might want to switch it to the next day and start on the previous day's class on the next morning at a time that works for you, because it has to work for you. It has to be an appropriate time that works for you, that feels good for you, that works in with the rhythm of your family. Otherwise, it's going to fall flat. It's not going to work. You're not going to be able to sustain it. So decide. So you're deciding when. So you can think about that. You can write that time down. The next one is to decide the trigger of what's going to trigger you to start. So if you're doing your morning practice, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to do it at 6:30 a.m. What's your trigger? So you're going to have to set an alarm. You're going to have to join it with something you already do. Like, I know that my kids wake up at around 6:30, so it would be going in and saying good morning to them, and then going to my mat. So that's the trigger. Something has to trigger you to do it. So linking a trigger, or maybe it's an activity that happens before you do something. So I have my cup of tea, then I do my yoga. I make my coffee, then I do my yoga. I put my something on, and then I do my yoga. I make my kids breakfast, and while they're eating, I do my yoga. I put the kids to bed, then I go and do my yoga. I put the kids to bed, I do the dishes, then I do my yoga. So you're setting something after, it's in a sequence of something, so you know that once you've done the thing, you need to do the thing. And that decision's already made for you, so you don't have to decide, what am I going to do now? After I do the dishes, I don't know, what should I do? It's like that decision's made, you've committed to that. And then the other thing is to link it to something that you love. So making something happen after that you really enjoy. So for me, for a morning practice, I love to then go and have a cup of tea. And if I'm out at a studio, often I'll go and get myself a beautiful chai if I know there's a good place close by. Or if I'm at home, I will then go and make myself a tea. Sometimes I'm very lucky and my husband has made me a cup of tea, and going and having that first sip of tea after I practice my yoga is so wonderful. It kind of is beautiful and warming, and you actually get a dopamine hit from that. And then your body will start to associate, your body will start to associate doing that activity. So my yoga in the morning, that 15 minutes, is linked to that little dopamine hit that I get after with my little cup of tea, which is so simple. I don't know if that's a bit weird to really find that enjoyable, but maybe it's going and having a shower. I always find that's beautiful me time, having a shower. And if you do that in the morning, then you could have, okay, well, I get the kids their breakfast, I do my yoga, and then I get to have my shower. I put the kids to bed, I do the dishes, I do my yoga, then I get to read a book or I get to watch a really trashy TV show. Whatever it is, make that thing afterwards really enjoyable and something you really love. Something that you really enjoy, so you're getting the dopamine hit afterwards. So the other thing is to set yourself up for success is deciding little things like where you're going to put your mat, and setting yourself up by having maybe your mat already rolled out the night before. If you're practicing in the morning, roll your mat out, have maybe a glass of water there. If it's in the evening, maybe before you do dinner, you have your mat, or you just have your mat next to where you're going to roll it out, and make that decision of where that happens, so you don't have to make that decision every day. Because for me, it's little decisions like that that kind of wear you down, and other things can start to get in the way. And the other thing is decide what you're going to wear, which might seem a bit fickle or strange, but are you going to just get up and do it in your pajamas in the morning, which is the great thing about doing online yoga, because you can just wear whatever you want. You don't have to put on your yoga gear. And so will you get changed? Are you going to, say, get up and do yoga in your pajamas and then afterwards you're getting changed? If you are going to get changed and put something special or different on, have those clothes laid out and ready to go. I do that every single night before I get up in the morning. If I'm teaching or going to practice, I get my leggings, my top, everything out. That's also because I practice really early and I don't like disturbing everybody. But it just helps. Again, it's reducing that barrier to doing it, having everything ready to go. And then it's about writing all of that out in a little statement. And I might even put that in the comments of this video so that you can copy it down. So it's after the thing you're doing before. So after I make the kids breakfast, I will do yoga for 15 minutes. I will do yoga, put the location, and I will be wearing, whatever, I'm just going to stay in my pajamas, whatever. After yoga, I will, and that's where you put your something nice that you're going to do for yourself. Make sense? Cool. So setting yourself up for success, taking motivation out of the equation, making decisions for yourself once, and do it when you're in that mood of really feeling motivated to do it. So, you know, we get that, we kind of have that motivational roller coaster. So when you are feeling motivated to do it, so like when you sign up for my Revive program, or if you decide to include a morning practice of your own, or any habit, maybe going for a walk in the morning, it's a really good pattern to follow. But I would love for you to join me for Revive. It starts on the 29th of November, and it's only going to be for 1 week. It's $29, and you're going to get yoga every day with me for 7 days. I'm offering a morning and an evening practice, 15 minutes. 6:30 a.m, 7:15 p.m. Perth time, because that's where I live. I'm in Perth. You can always watch it later. It will be in a beautiful, confined, private Facebook group, and those videos will be there for you to watch forever. So you can continue your morning 15-minute practice whenever you like, for as long as you like. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found this beneficial, and I'll see you on the mat soon.